guys, this is Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and tonight I am on answering some questions about Balloon Boss Pro Summit 2020 that's coming up in Orlando. November 7th is the CBA exam, and then the 8th through the 13th is the actual training. So one of the first questions I want to do is, for those of you who joined me just recently, I want you to go ahead and type into the chat if you have already got your ticket for this year, or if you are just kicking the tires and checking out about things. So that way I know who I'm talking to. And then while we're talking about things, you guys can actually chat. And just to let you know, we are possibly going live in my Balloon Coach community group also, so people might be chatting in questions there. So it looks like it's working. So, all right, so Tabitha typed, she's got her ticket, love it. All right, guys, so Tabitha is on with us tonight, and Tabitha was at our event last year. It used to be called Promotions and Profits Retreat Orlando. And I want to go ahead and do a brag moment real quick. Tell us what you're standing in front of, Tabitha.
This is my brand new 2019 Ford Transit paid with balloon cash.
Woo, balloon cash. Gotta love that. And a year ago, had you planned to buy a van?
No, I didn't. I didn't think it was possible.
And why didn't you think it was possible to buy a van a year ago?
Because they're really expensive.
They are very expensive. It looks amazing. So Tabitha, tell us a little bit about the journey that you've taken in your balloon business over the last year, like why you actually came to our event in Orlando, and what it was like for you. Like, what were your top takeaways?
My top takeaways was the business aspects. I really enjoyed meeting with everybody. Is that too loud?
It's fine.
Okay.
We can hear you.
I really enjoyed learning about the business aspect of everything, from web with Brandon Turpin to automation to the business end of balloons, and going to being able to sit with your peers and talk, go to dinner and talk numbers. And when I was there, Marlene Potts had mentioned, hey, y'all, it was in November, so she's like, hey, now's a great time to go ahead and market for the stuffed balloons, for the elves. And I was like, I've been meaning to do that. Let me upload some pictures. So in class, I'm sitting at the table and I just upload some pictures, and it goes viral really quick. And so I'm like, I don't want to stop learning to take the orders, but it just, messages started coming in really fast. So I ran to Brandon Turpin and I was like, look, help me make a button to accept payments and take the orders automated. And so he was able to put a button on my website to take the orders. Everything was automatic. And I think I sold 45 to 50 by the time I left retreat, which paid for this year's retreat. Whoop, whoop. And just being in a room with like-minded individuals that can help me get better at what I'm offering and what I'm doing was phenomenal. Priceless.
Yay, I love it. Priceless. Because here's the thing, guys, what's different about Balloon Boss Pro Summit than any other event in the industry is we are set up for you to be able to get to have one-on-one time or small group conversations with the instructors there. We have 18 instructors, a small group of balloon professionals, and the thing that I'm really wanting to make people understand is this is not a convention. We are in those small groups. So Eddie is saying he loves that story, Tabitha. So it looked like you were about to say something.
It was the amount, the steps that I've been able to take since November forward has been really big business steps. And I'm the creative that Joette always talks about, wanting to do organic and very fancy things, but I'm not the business person, because you either are super creative or really business minded. So that is the reason I wanted to go to Promotions and Profit, is for the business aspect of running my business, to be profitable, to track my numbers, to learn what I'm looking at, how to price, to learn the business aspects. And it sharpened me on all those things and the relationships that I've formed. When I came home, I had a meeting with my Toyota dealership, and I had seen Chris Potts did a PowerPoint, and he had big Toyota letters. And so when I went to my meeting, I was like, look, let me show you what my friend Chris Potts did in New York. And my Toyota dealership loved it. And so I sold him on that design immediately. And because I had a one-on-one relationship with Chris Potts now, I called him and I was like, hey, let's go over this map. This is what I did. And it was so much fun learning how to build the letters with Chris Potts. And I hear he's going to show us a lot of those techniques this year.
Yes.
And so I had the one-on-one, relationship with him, and I was able to give him a call right away, and he walked me through making them, and it was just a very beneficial to have that contact.
Yay, I love it. And that's the thing is back in 2003 when I started in the balloon industry, one of the number one things that I realized with my business is that I didn't know a lot about running a company and I didn't know a lot about balloons. And so I originally started investing in a train that was about 4 hours away from me. Then from Florida, I went to Vegas for training, and I have been to a lot of other states. And so sometimes people will use the excuse of like, I don't know if I want to have the travel expense. I don't know if I can have the time away from my family. What would you say to people that are saying that they, are coming with that laundry list of reasons that they can't be there at the event?
What you learn, if you take action, will pay for itself. It really does. I immediately was able to pay for the convention twice from taking action. What Marlene said with the elves, and then with Chris Potts, and there was other situations where I immediately took action. Um, I worked with Brandon Turpin. My SEO is higher, so more people are finding me. I'm getting more business. And the different techniques that were taught there with marketing with Liz was, if you implement them, your business grows. It pays for itself. You're investing to be able to grow bigger and better. I have a crew now, and while I ran to Key West, and Joette came to meet me because my crew was able to do all my jobs and I was able to vacation. I am a balloon boss now.
Woo! I love it. And so for those of you who are total entrepreneurs, you've only gotten to the business because you really love building balloons and you're not sure about this whole boss thing. The reason we call it Balloon Boss is I want you to have a balloon boss mindset. And that means even if you only still want to work by yourself and not have other people, I want you to look at how you can make more money so that you can buy a van like Tabitha did out of balloon money to be able to grow and expand your business rather than doing it out of your little two-door car. And then I want you to be able to do exactly what she did, which is giving yourself freedom, which is you build a crew that can do your balloon decor for you while you can go and enjoy life with your family. And that's the balloon boss mindset, is that over time you build that support system. So Tabitha, it has been a blast seeing you grow over this last year. And Tabitha was the one that sat at those seats with her hand raised, asking questions all the way through the event. But what was great is she took action on everything she learned. So Tabitha, I can't wait to see you back in Orlando in November. It's going to be great for you to share more of your stories with the other people there. And is there any other things you would like to throw out before I let you go and take care of what you got to do tonight?
If you're on the fence, ask yourself if you're serious about getting better, about earning more, about, is this what you want to do? And if so, invest in your training, invest in your knowledge, because I share it with Joette all the time. People are now messaging me, hey, do you do classes, and do you do this, and do you do that? No, it's because I'm standing out above everyone else because I've invested in my education, my marketing, my techniques. If this is what you want to do and you want to be successful, there's no reason not to invest. Go to her training, because Stuart Davies was blown away by her format, by the knowledge that she wants to immerse you in. So it's definitely worth it. I'd encourage you to definitely look at her plan. She plans a year and a half out. She puts a lot of thought into this, and as many projects as she has going on, this is by far her biggest, and she puts 110% in it. So if you want to advance in what you know and what you're doing, definitely come see us in Orlando.
Cool. And then Tabitha, before I let you go, there's one other thing I want to ask you is, what's the extra support that's been helping you out between being at the event and now as you're implementing things? What other program are you currently a part of?
In Mastermind.
And why? Is that your husband in the background?
No, I'm in Mastermind because I called Joette and I was going to quit. I was done with balloons. And I needed to know why I was failing at certain aspects of what I was doing with the transition to outdoor decor. I joined her program. I haven't looked back. In fact, in Mastermind, we're doing a collaboration, and about 45 of us are all putting together a balloon boss manual with hiring employees, your introduction, a glossary, and recipes. And that's all because we're part of her program. So the sky's the limit.
Cool. Tabitha, thank you so much. And I am so excited to see your van. That is so cool. I can't wait until you get it all decked out. It's going to be phenomenal. So,
we have that meeting Monday.
Yay! Well, congratulations, Tabitha. I'll let you go and take care of what you need to do. But thanks for jumping on tonight. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, guys, that was Tabitha. And what I love about her story is that she spelled it out, that it wasn't just about investing in her training, but it was about taking action on what she learned. And the number one thing that I have seen over the years, I've been going to training since 2004, is I go to convention after convention after convention, seeing many of the same people year after year. And there's that group of people that they grow and soar and their business is growing. And then there's this other group of people who kind of stay stagnant. And what I find is many times when people go home, they feel overwhelmed and they don't take action on what they learned. So one of the things that we're doing this year within our schedule is every day, the last session of the day before we break for dinner, you'll be roundtabling with other people to be able to create your action plan for your marketing strategy, for your growth, who you're going to have be a support system and help you out. And so you're going to be able to go home with that written plan. And then if you want to be a part of our Balloon Boss Mastermind program, you can have that ongoing support to help you and encourage you to continue marketing. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show people some of the details with the questions that people have been asking me. And those of you who are on live with me right now, feel free to type in the chat questions that you have. And then if there's something else that you guys want to say, I can open up your mic too. So Balloon Boss Pro Summit, you go to ballooncoach.com, click on Balloon Boss Pro Summit, and you'll see the information that November 8th, that's Sunday morning, through November 13th is the event. And if you're wanting to take the CBA exam, you have to get all your information into Qualitex by October 1st to take that on the 7th from 1 to 5 p.m. All right, you can click right here, reserve your ticket if you don't have it yet. It's taking time away from working in your business to work on your business. We have a great video here that shows you the fun team and last year's event. And then I want to make sure y'all know about the COVID policy. Yep, in March, life was changed and there is now COVID. And now we have to, when in a public place, wear a mask. So I'm currently in the search. Some things are on back order, but I should be able to get in the clear mask so that in the front, we can see each other's lips and smiles still while we're communicating. If you have a favorite mask that you prefer to wear, you can bring that with you. But in Orlando, currently, the logistics are we do have to wear a mask when we're indoors. Every day during lunch, we are going to have our time where we network with the people who are there and the other instructors. We are going to be able to eat outdoors this year by the pool, if you prefer that, or if you want to stay in, you can. When you come to the event this year, rather than us just being a big mob, we will ask to respect social distancing. And similar to the little band I have on my hand right now, I have ordered red, yellow, and green bracelets. Red is stay 6 feet away, stay out of my space. I'm totally into social distancing. Yellow is I'm cool with elbow and butt bumps. And then green is hugs are welcome. So I want to let you know, I want to make sure that people attending this event get to do what they're comfortable with. Less than 2% of the population is affected by COVID. Some people have health histories and family within their people within their family that are very susceptible, that if they got COVID, they would not do well. So I totally want us all to respect each other, that if they've got a red wristband, stay back. If they're yellow, go ahead and do those elbow bumps. And if they've got the green, then go ahead and get those hugs, because some people in the balloon industry really need those hugs. So again, I'm throwing it out there to let you guys know that those are parameters we're going to set in place. There will be things set up where each individual will have one table per person, so a 6-foot table for you to sit in the middle of. If you're traveling with a spouse or a business partner, the two of you guys can sit together, and then we'll make sure to stagger that next person 6 feet away. So those are the guidelines currently in Orlando, and that's what we're going to do. And because we're not a convention, we are able to do that. We're able to put the 60 tables in that room and then chairs around the side for our instructors. So wanted to let you know that this year will be a little bit of a smaller event. Rather than going up to 125, we're keeping it at 60 physical people in the room as attendees. So if you're wanting a spot in person in Orlando, you need to grab your ticket now. If you are one of those people that have bought a ticket before, or you're wanting to buy a ticket now, but you're not sure if you can travel and you're not sure if you feel comfortable staying in a hotel, then you know what? Buy your full price ticket and you can be with us virtually. I have paid the extra money for us to have a videographer that is able to live cast the event, and I have the extra staff who will be manning the live cast. So whoever participates virtually will be able to ask questions just like they were in the class. The person who's monitoring my computers will raise their hand for you to be able to speak and ask your questions to the instructors for you during the class. The other thing that will happen is anybody who is not able to be there in person and you're saying, I'm not sure about the time changes and that kind of stuff, we will be recording everything this year. And what will happen is within 30 days of the event, you will have access to that replay. So when people ask me, Joette, do I have to pay the same amount of money as the people attending live? The answer is yes. I was actually going to charge more for those people that are coming virtually, because those of you who are going virtually don't have to pay for a hotel, you don't have to pay for travel. But then I realized what's going to happen is the people who are actually there for the hands-on are going to gain more, because they're going to be able to physically touch the balloons and the framing. They're going to have those extra conversations in the evening with our instructors and that extra time. So I went ahead and we're just keeping it the same price. One of the things that many people don't realize is that we create amazing balloon decor, like the wall that's here behind me. And then we have a professional photographer who takes photos throughout the event. So we're going to be focusing on brand messaging, selling to social events and corporate events with high profit decor. And all of the decor that we build on Sunday and then in the evenings, we will have professionally shot by a photographer, having the still pictures of the photos of the arches, the columns, the walls, the delivery pieces, the center pieces, the items that can be gifts. All of those will be professionally shot, but we also will have some stage photos where we've got people that are at the event dressed up and doing styled shoots. Plus we're having some models come in to do some styled shoots for you to be able to market with after the event. So everyone, even the people who are having the virtual tickets, each day we'll get those downloads from our professional photographer that you can immediately use, watermark as your own. So yes, you did read that everyone has their own 6-foot table. We have to go by the guidelines. So if you want to do the virtual class, then what happens is you pay your full ticket price, you register online, buy your ticket, and then the week before the event, I will send you your workbook and the goodie bag from our manufacturers with the information about who the distributors are you can buy from, and the little swag that you've got from Balloon Coach. All of that will get sent to you, and then you will be able to follow along online. So it's just like doing a Zoom right now with us, except you'll be seeing our instructor on stage and then a pan in the room every once in a while. And then my person who is running the computer will be your voice and be able to ask things. And then during our breakout sessions during the afternoon, our last sessions of the day, when we break into groups to work on our business plans and our marketing plans, I will have instructors assigned to people, and you'll be able to pop into that conversation and be able to ask questions through the webinar program. So the way lunch will go this year is that instead of being in the cafeteria area where we're all piled together and shoulder to shoulder, we will be able to eat lunch outdoors. We've got tables out there now, and then some people might want to be in a small group and just be at the lounge chairs grabbing some sun. Some people may choose that they want to go ahead and go up to their room and just have a break if you're not feeling comfortable with the group. And then also some of our instructors, our attendees may stay inside and eat also. So that is how that's going. All right, so I want to make sure you guys know who our instructors are. Liz Romani is returning thanks to Vitalik. She is the manager of Valley Party Supply in Vincennes, Indiana. She is a powerhouse of energy and is a part of my marketing support in our Balloon Boss Mastermind program, and she always is a whirlwind of information to help you grow and scale your business. Brandon Turpin is sponsoring through Balloon Suite, and he makes awesome websites for balloon professionals. So Tabitha was talking about how he helped her out with his her website. So Brandon will be there, and in the evenings he'll be able to be there for Tech Talk. Even if you're not using him for his website, if you have difficulty with blogging, if you don't understand SEO, if you're having other issues, you'll be able to schedule time to have Tech Talk with him and have like a computer lab and get out your computer and work on things. Sarah Meyer is being sponsored by Qualitech. She's with Wisconsin Balloon Decor. And what I'm so excited about Sarah is her first balloon event to learn how to do balloon decor was actually in Chicago for the Parade Promotions and Profits workshop that I did in 2016. And so what's exciting is then just a few years later, she became designer of the year on her own at Float, the convention. And I'm so excited that Qualitex is sponsoring her to be able to talk about how as a small business, she has a big business brand, and she'll be able to talk about how you can create brand messaging as a small solo entrepreneur. She is great at her style and designing, and so on Sunday she'll be teaching her organic designs and other fun trends that we'll be doing hands-on with. And Liz Romani on Sunday, when we're doing the build, we'll be doing linking walls on the stage decor and some really fun designs. So I'm super excited about that. Chris Potts and Marlene Potts are from Balloon Masters in Buffalo, New York. And this dynamic duo I have known for years. And it's been so fun to see how their business has grown to over $500,000 a year. And what's nice is you're able to then be able to sit down with people who run a business that does over $500,000 a year in sales, pick their brain and ask them questions back from their days of when they started with stuffing balloons to how they do their large installations at convention centers and for casinos. So Chris on Sunday will be teaching us how to make his Toyota letters. And then also we just decided today we're going to make the word baby so that we've got that for the social events. So you'll be able to see how his framing works, how he rigs, and the things that he's been able to do during these last 6 months to transition his business for when corporate wasn't going really big and how they really focused in on social events. Marlene is a powerhouse of energy, and I've heard from so many people from last year how she was that great resource of just talking things out with them and helping them problem solve and take action on the things that they learned. And Marlene will be helping about how to do the stuffing balloons, and then both Chris and Marlene will be teaching you about high float, how to have longevity in your helium balloons so we can create some really awesome delivery bouquets that you can market then for Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, and beyond. They'll also be working with us on putting confetti in balloons and then also showing you the high shine from high float for when you're doing indoor decor that you want to have that nice, pretty shine. Melissa Vincent is returning from Anagram, showing us how to make awesome designs with foil balloons that are high profit and sharing her story as a small business. Gary Ledbetter is returning. Thank you, Tough Tex, for sponsoring Gary. And he will be getting out the pipe benders again so that you can physically make really cool. The geometric shapes are really popular right now. So he's going to teach you how to do the hoop frame in a couple of different sizes. And then we're going to put gorgeous organics with the new color palettes from Tough Tex on those. And then he's also going to be talking to you about how you can be prepared for plan A through Z so that you have the right equipment and tools packed with you for all installations to make sure you're good to go. And during his hands-on classes this year on Sunday and during the week, you'll have additional time to bend the framing that we'll be using in the displays throughout the week. Eddie Halen, the king of latex. I know that he is on with me. Eddie, can I go ahead and open you up? Let me see if I can find you. Chat, Eddie. Eddie Halen is been in the industry quite a while, and he's known as the king of latex. So I am promoting you to panelist, Eddie. So that means that you should be able to open up your mic and your video so that we can see you. What I'm excited about is this year, Eddie is actually going to help us out by doing something that's pretty darn cool. And that is, we're going to put out a survey to those of you attending and ask you, hey, Eddie, if you can unmute your mic. Let's see, ask to unmute. Let's see if that'll help. So, yay, Eddie. Da, da, da.
All rise. Hi, kids.
Yay. So
Tell
Eddie,
them what they've won.
Say that one more time.
Tell them what they've won.
They have won. Yes. So what's amazing is this year, Eddie is known about being able to take that bag of 100 balloons and turn it into at least 100, maybe 200, maybe more. Keep going, higher, higher.
Higher. I want to take you higher.
And Eddie loves to help people make money. And over the years, Eddie didn't only build a successful balloon business, but he also used the money from his balloon business to invest in other things to now have a wonderful home in Florida at the same time that he has his roots still back in Texas. And so what is dynamic about Eddie is he's able to give you the wealth of information of how to build a business so that you've got money to invest. And so he's going to invest back into a group of people who are coming to this year wanting to open up their books to somebody to look at and to help them really navigate what their next step is. So Eddie, tell us a little bit more about that process and what people need to do to be able to sign up to have that special one-to-one time with you.
Well, we're just kind of working it through, and I've put together a list of questions for everybody to fill out. So I'll have an idea of who you are and where you are and what you're doing, as well as you. And for me, the end result is going to be an exit plan, because everybody's too worried about today and today and today, but no one is looking down the future about, okay, what's the end result? So we're going to sit down and figure out where we can make you, what your possibilities are and where to go with it. And also, maybe if people want to share their financials as far as their monthly spreads, we can look at what's too high, what's too low, how to fix that, how to correct it, how to make things adjust. And then, because I don't know if anybody's just sat down and go, how much do I need when I'm done? How much do I need to make at this point to be where I want to be at this point? And I think that's really important, because I see a lot of people spinning their wheels, and if you're not going anywhere, you're just burning rubber. So, and there's going to be a limited amount of people that can do this, because what we're going to do is kind of, Joette, I think we're going to kind of break away when they're doing the hands-on, maybe, or
right. There's going to be some time slots on Sunday during the hands-on build time, and then in the evenings after dinner time, a couple of slots each day. Okay.
And what I think we're going to do is basically just have a half an hour, so we can sit down, and that way if everything's filled out, I can look at it and already I'll have an idea of, I'll have creeped on your website and all of that, and then we can go from there and just come up with maybe some helpful tips to take away for later.
Yay! Well, Eddie, I'm so excited. The king is returning this year to Orlando. I'm going to be able to give these insights to people because it's an area that most people have no idea. And when I started the balloon industry in 2003, I always tell people the reason Balloon Coach is what it is today is because if I would have known in 2003 what I know now, my business would have been totally different. And so for those of you who are newer in the industry, or you're still a good 10, 20 years away from retirement, having Eddie look at your business now is going to be able to dramatically change what your future is going to look like. So Eddie, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
that.
and so also I want to know where you want to be with it and what you want to do, and we'll do our best to combine our forces.
Awesome.
So thanks, kids.
Yay, thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome.
Yay.
Kill my camera.
Yeah, you can turn it off.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, you can. And you can mute if you want.
Yeah, I shall.
Yay, thank you, Eddie.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, so for those of you who are still have questions, please feel free to type them in while I talk about the rest of our staff. I love Sharita. Sharita came last year as a new person to the balloon industry, but not a new person to business. She is a PhD and she's a college professor. This woman is smart and has business skills like nobody's business. And very similar to Tabitha's story about taking action on what she's learned, that is what Sharita has done. Whoops. So Sharita is really rocking her sales, and she did great with stuffed balloons. And then during the time of, what's it called? COVID, going to social distancing, she reached out to schools about graduation, and she landed an account with 28 schools through her local school district and rocked out those deliveries. So she's going to be sharing insights with you on how to use your social media to market and to grow your company. The next person I want to share with you is Belinda Barrier, and she is one of those friends in the industry, and that is just phenomenal. And she is Balloon Construction Company in Jacksonville, Florida. What's really cool about Belinda Barrier is that Belinda doesn't look at her business like a small business. She's always looked at it like a big business. And she is going to talk to you about brand messaging and how to really build your brand and decide what you want your brand to be. Who are the clients that you want to go after and seek? And then what does that look like? She's going to share with you her story and her building blocks of how she went from where she was to where she is now. For the first part of her business, she still worked a full-time job while she hired someone else to work for her to deliver the balloons. And so many times that's where people are afraid to let somebody else build and deliver the balloons for them. But she stayed on the phone, she stayed with the emails, and she booked that business and then had somebody else go and deliver the business. So she's got car dealerships that have been hers for years, and her company is still growing and thriving because she has a business mindset and she looks at her numbers on a monthly basis and is always pushing herself to grow to the next level. So I can't wait for you guys to hang out with Belinda. She is a doll. Scott DeLorenzo, Balloons by Tommy. Most of you guys know Tommy from Balloons by Tommy, but Scott is the reason that Balloons by Tommy has expanded, grown, and now is not only in Chicago, but also has a division in California. And Scott is the person who puts on that business hat of how do we set up systems to grow our team. So Scott will be coming to us with 2 classes on how to grow your team and how to put systems in place for growth. And I cannot wait for him to share those with you. John Rockmore is with Composition Cinema. He is my videographer who has been taking wonderful videos for us the last couple of years. And this year is my treat to you. Everyone who comes to Balloon Boss Pro Summit will leave with some video clips that they can use and edit some themselves, or there'll be a couple of things that are just a nice overview for you to use in your marketing after all the pictures. Last year we had it as an added expense, but due to the current situation with some people having some hits to their finances, I'm going ahead and gifting everyone that. Now, if you want to have some customization done to it, then you'd have to pay extra for that. But this year, everybody's going to get that little 30-second and some short videos that they can use. So I'm super excited. Stuart Davies of Beyond Balloons Wales. He did an amazing testimonial for me, and on my YouTube channel, if you haven't seen the video he did yet on transformation in the midst of uncertainty, from the time that he was on stage last year to now, he's lost 35 pounds. His business has been totally reformatted outside and inside, and his mindset has changed. And Stuart Davies, at the first day of our events, announced that he was retiring from instructing and was not going to teach anymore. And then by the end of the event, he was talking about how my event had transformed the way he looked at business. And then after we talked, when he went home, he's like, you know what, Joette, I do still want to teach. I'm rejuvenated. I'm really excited, and I'm pumped up about what our industry can be. So because of COVID, it doesn't look like Stuart's going to be able to physically be with us from the UK, because he would not be able to go back, possibly, which would not be a good thing. I enjoy having him stay with us last year when he came into town, but I don't think his family would be very happy if he had to come live in the United States. So Stuart, at this time, unless things drastically change, will be teaching from the UK, but he'll be teaching live. So what will happen is throughout the event, you will still be able to interact with him and ask questions. And then there's this amazing project that he and Kelly are doing on Friday together, and I'm super excited about that. So we are really bummed that he won't be there live in person, but he will be there live online. Gail and Paul Whittier are Balloons by Gail, and this delightful couple I met when Gail came to one of my Orlando events in 2016. Then 2017, she brought her husband, and they came back 2018, 2019. They served on staff for me, and this year they're stepping up to a staff and instructor role. And I'm so delighted for them to share their story as a small business and how working together as a couple, they're able to grow their marketing and develop their business. Jonathan Gerber, Party People Events, is a gentleman that I sold my business to back in 2015. He is a true balloon boss and had bought 5 different balloon companies, entertainment and decor, here in Central Florida, and then grew his business to over $500,000 a year in sales. In February, we opened up a storefront where I was managing that store and was working there 6 days a week prior to COVID, at which time I came back home to help support you all as balloon coach. And I'm still the marketing manager for Party People Events and help with ideas with the store while our team is working there to have that business grow. So Jonathan brings wonderful insights on how to do lighting and rigging to create a wow effect. And I know you guys are going to love that part of his class. Kelly Andrews with Kelly Andrews today is the most dynamic person I've ever met. She is a yoga instructor. She's a leadership development coach. And in Lakeland and Central Florida, hospitals, universities, and Fortune 500 companies use her to teach business skills to their staff and to teach stress management and time management and just how to be a well-rounded person. And I cannot wait to have Kelly back on the stage with me. This year, we're doing things a little bit differently. She and I will have the morning for about 30 minutes together. I'll have 15, she'll have 15, and then we'll go on to our instructors for the day. So she's gonna help us get into the right mindset and be ready to hit the day. And then in the evening, she'll be there for conversations. And for those of you who want to do a little bit of stretching and some deep breathing and some relaxation, she'll be offering that each evening after the dinner time. So get you relaxed and ready for bed. So guys, in case you haven't heard, Balloon Boss Mastermind is not just about building the balloons, but it's about how to grow and develop your business. So the one thing that I want to do is go here and make sure I can answer your questions. And I'm going to stop this share for right now. And I'm going to go into here. So what's going to happen is on Saturday, you can arrive and check in at noon if you're taking the CBA exam. The CBA exam is from 1 to 5. And then on Sunday morning, be ready to go with registration from 8 to 9. And at 9 a.m. on Sunday, we will have our welcome meeting in the room. Then at 10 o'clock, we will start our hands-on sessions. And what will happen is our instructors will be in different parts of the room and in the hallway at stations. And every hour you can switch to a new station, and you can learn how to do Link-A-Loon and garland walls, how to create trending organics, how to do centerpieces, how to frame letters and numbers with both conduit and aluminum rod, how to do the gift in a balloon, how to do seasonal deliveries, how to create themed social events, brand messaging, lighting and rigging, framing fundamentals, and tech labs. And the king of latex, Eddie, you can sign up to have a special session with him to look at your finances. So what you can do is either get hands-on with balloons and do things that you haven't done before, or learn how to perfect other things and be more efficient at things that you know about. Or you can go and do on the business side and be talking about tech, talking about brand messaging, and spend that time with Eddie to really look at your finances. On Sunday night, what will happen is you will have dinner on your own, and then from 7 to 9, we're having a networking event where we're going to have karaoke and lip sync to have a little bit of fun together and hang out and just get a little bit of stress relief after the craziness that's been going on in our lives since March. It's time for us to relax and enjoy. So what we'll do is, like I said, we will have fun that evening, get to know each other and hang out. And then Monday morning, starting at 8 a.m. is myself to do motivation with Kelly. And then at 8:30 a.m. we will have our keynote speaker, Laura Foote. And I'm so excited that this will be our first year having a keynote speaker. She is outside the balloon industry, and she actually did a free webinar for me about a month ago. And so if you go into ballooncoach.com and then click onto my YouTube channel, you can listen to the wonderful webinar that she did with us to help us get warmed up and used to her a little bit. She has amazing insight. She is a speaker in the events industry and has spoken at many different retreats. And she talks about the customer service experience and how to create an amazing customer experience from her days as a cast member at Disney. And she has these amazing stories of how she did things differently to take care of her clients, and it stood out, and it made the top executives at Disney come watch her, follow her, and then put to action the things that she did to train other people to do the same things that she did to make it an amazing experience. So if that will be a great kickoff to help us get in the mood of taking care of our customers. And then that next afternoon, Scott will be talking to us about team building. Each day we have a networking lunch, and that's your time to talk to other participants and the instructors. Then we will go into marketing with Liz Romani. And then our first afternoon roundtable will be how to create systems. So the things that we've learned earlier in the day from Liz and Scott, we will now be putting those systems into a workbook. And again, those of you who choose to attend virtually will be able to be paired up with one of our instructors also. And then each evening after dinner time, you have an opportunity to do a lab. You can either do tech lab, you can do brand messaging lab, you can figure out how to do things on your phone, or you can build frame, create other balloon decor, or just go to bed early and hang out by the pool if you like. So that is Sunday and Monday. Then let's get to Tuesday and Thursday. So on Tuesday, you're going to get to do, Sharita will be talking to you about how to build your market online. Brandon will talk to you about your online presence. Then we will have Always Plan A, B, C, and D with Gary and Eddie. Can you imagine the two of them on stage? It's going to be a blast. We will then have our roundtable on creating your social media calendar. So you're going to be able to start having images all week long. You're going to have them in your member area that you'll be able to download those images and start watering marketing things. And then you can actually start putting them into a calendar to figure out what your marketing is going to be for when you get home. And then again, in the evening, you get to pick who you want to hang out with. Then on Wednesday is Plan Your Brand with Belinda Barrier. And like I said, she's going to give you those building blocks to build your brand and attract the customers that you want. She's going to be sharing her story about how she was hired to go from Florida to New York to work for the people with Martha Stewart, and has now been flown to New York several times to work on high-end mitzvahs with these amazing event planners that know, like, and trust her from her brand. And so they have her travel all the way from Florida to take care of their clients in New York. Then we're going to talk about systems for growth with Scott. Then we are going to go into small budget pro brand. So Sarah will show you how you do it on small scale. And then our roundtable that afternoon will be online duties and brands. So you're going to be able to take all that information that you've learned from that day and write down what your plan is for when you get home. Then on Thursday, dun, 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 sorry guys. On Thursday, we're going to be doing Diversify Your Market with Chris and Marlene. So as I told you, Chris and Marlene do a lot with corporate and casinos. And now in the midst of social distancing, they had to diversify their market, and they're going to share the things that they did to survive and keep growing during this time. Then we're going to do Let Your Style Shine with Melissa Vincent with Anagram Balloons, creating the way for you to be able to let your inner artist and style shine through in whatever you do for your clients, no matter what their budget is. There's always these tweaks you can do to let your dynamics shine. Light It Up with Jonathan Gerber. As I told you, he loves to make balloons light up. And he's going to share with you how you can sell your clients to light up their balloons. Then that afternoon, Plan It Out, being able to write down what your next steps are going to be when you get home. And then Thursday night is our dinner and dance, where we just get to hang out and have a great time. And now I see why I got that question the other day, because we haven't put it on there. So Thursday night is our dinner. I need to update that on there. And then Friday, this is the part that I'm super excited about. Stuart and Kelly are going to be teaching a 3-hour class on change management, plan with Stuart and Dave. So change management, we've gone through a lot of change since March. And so digging deep and being able to share the strategies that you can put in place so that you can deal with change in your business, because life is always changing. And so Stuart and Kelly are going to walk you through those steps to help you put all this knowledge that you learn all week and how you can put plans in place to make those changes when you get home. Because as I told you, Stuart totally changed the way he does his business after coming to Orlando last year. And he's going to, and then had to change it again in the midst of social distancing. So he's going to share those steps with you and how you can take one step at a time to change your way you're thinking about things and the way that you're doing things. Then we will have a panel discussion that afternoon. So if there's anything that we've missed throughout the week and you've got those last hanging questions, we'll have that panel discussion with all of our staff available to answer for you. And then that afternoon, we will be doing our brand plan and vision casting. So that last thing is I'm going to wrap up with you guys on how do you make your brand plan? How do you take all this information that we've put together for you over the week and make a vision plan and cast out what you want the future to look for you? And as you guys heard when Tabitha talked at the beginning, I'm definitely a person who knows that no matter if you're that creative artist that don't think about numbers and you're not real business savvy, when you listen to leaders in our industry and take the advice that they give you and write down a plan, anything is possible. And you too can use balloon money to buy a van or any other supplies that you need to grow your business and to have a crew to help support you, to give you the freedom that you want to do the things that you enjoy with your friends and family. The other thing that is available for you on Friday is Kevin Newsom, who is my photographer for the event. If you want to schedule an appointment with him, you can pay extra for you to have a special brand session with him where he can do photography for you to style time with him, for you to use when you get back home. And then the other session I think we are going to be able to have is on Sunday. For those of you who like to have outdoor portraits done, you'll be able to pay extra and schedule a time for Laura, who is our keynote speaker on Monday. On Sunday, Laura will be able to go to downtown Disney with you I'm sorry, it's called Disney Springs now. Go to Disney Springs with you, and there'll be sessions there for you to do natural light photography if you're wanting to have some special headshots. So that's just an extra fee, yes. So there's an extra fee to have the special shots with Kevin on Friday, or to do the ones on Sunday with Laura, or you can choose to do both, to have two different styles of photography. But those special shots are an additional fee, and I'll get that information out to everybody. So, whew, that's a lot of information. Bottom line is, oh no, Stuart Kelly, Friday is a part of the training. Yeah, no, Friday, the event does not end until 5 o'clock. So what I did is originally I was going to charge extra for Sunday, and I was going to charge extra for Friday. But what I decided in the midst of social distancing COVID is that everyone needs this time of building their balloon business, having the hands-on balloon builds, and having the time of learning from everyone. So there are no additional fees for anything. The only thing that there's additional fees for this year is if you want those custom headshots from our photographers on Sunday or on Friday. Those are the only things that are an extra fee. The other thing that's going to happen is as we get closer, I'm going to see what people think. Last year we had a massage therapist and a photographer with us. I'm sorry, a massage therapist and a person who did facials, and people really enjoyed that. So what I'm going to do is poll the audience, and if there's enough of you who want to have those services, we will be able to set it up for our massage therapist and for our person doing facials to come. So that's up to you. I do know that for doing the massages, you do have to wear your mask when you're up, and then when you flip, you can take the mask off. I do need to find out about from our esthetician if she can just do like the hand dips this time. So I will find that information out for you guys. So if you have not signed up yet for Balloon Boss Pro Summit 2020, go to ballooncoach.com, click on Balloon Boss Pro Summit, and click here for register today. Yes, it's $1,997. It is a week of training, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's actually 6 full days of training. So to be honest with you, most places, when you look at an event of this type where you have such access to the instructors, it's typically going to charge more like $6,000 rather than $2,000. And what will happen is on October 1st, the price will go up to $25.97. And if you're a person who's been to my event in the past and you haven't gotten your ticket yet, send me a private message and I'll get you a special link to have $300 off. Again, if you're a returning alumni and you have not booked your ticket yet, I can get you $300 off of that as a thank you for coming back because you've invested in your business in the past. But if you do not get your ticket before October 1st, the price will go up to $25.97 because we incur extra costs the closer we get to the event because we then have to order things quick. So having everybody signed up before October 1st really helps us prepare for the event. All right, so now I'm going to open up the chat. For some reason, it doesn't want to open for me. That's very interesting. So you just click here to sign up today, and then to let you know, the hotel is the Disney Springs Holiday Inn Orlando. When you sign up online, you just click right here to reserve your room today. When you do that, it's going to show you that there's a resort fee of $30 a day. You will not have to pay that when you arrive. It's just how their computer is set up. And then if you are driving or renting a car, it's $10 a night rather than $20 a night when you book within our group. So that is the information there. I'm going to stop that share and see if I can pick up where you guys have questions. So guys, at this point, what I'm going to do is for all of our attendees that are on, I'm going to just push it on to allow to talk. If you don't want to talk, you don't have to. I'm just doing it so it makes it easier so you can ask any questions that you have right now and make life easier. So guys, we are recording this just so you know. I wanted to make sure people were able to access the information. So at this point, you can type in your questions or you can open up your mic and ask them if you like. Hello? Thought somebody might be coming on. All right, let me read here. So yes, if you have your hotel reservations for different days, we are letting it where we're going, the event goes through Friday at 5 o'clock. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, guys. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead and you can email joette@ballooncoach.com. I encourage you to go ahead and grab your seat today, or if you know somebody in the industry who's been struggling and really wants to build their business, wants to increase their confidence in building balloon decor that's highly profitable, and also build their business skills, send them this information and tell them to come to ballooncoach.com and to attend the Balloon Boss Pro Summit 2020. Like I said, seating is limited. After our seats are sold out for in-person, I will continue to sell the online experience, but we only can allow so many people in the room this year. So if you've not gotten your ticket yet, I encourage you to do so. I'm going to do one last shout out before I hang up. If there's anybody that has a question that's on with me right now that I haven't answered yet, please do so. And again, one of the things that's really remarkable about our event is that you are able to walk away with professional photography of everything that we do that you can use to market. And we will have stage photos taken where I've got models coming in along with some of our very handsome and lovely folks at the event posing for photos, because photography sells. And sometimes it's nice to have a picture of it by itself, but other times it's nice to have that emotion of the people in with it. And so many times we set up our balloon decor at the beginning of the day before it's even light out, so we can't get a good picture of it. Or you're in a venue or at somebody's house and the dog walks by, or there's a trash can and you just don't get a really nice picture. So that's one of the wonderful bonuses of Balloon Boss Pro Summit, is that you get to have that professional photography to help you market and sell your business when you go home and you're just like Tabitha and you take action to thrive. Guys, I can't wait to see you in Orlando in November. And again, for those of you who aren't able to travel, I'm delighted that you're able to come with us virtually this year. That's a lot of extra expense with the tech people and the videography. And so that's one of the reasons our pricing is where it's at, is I honestly should be charging about $6,000 for this event. But I want to be respectful of those of you in the balloon industry who have gone through a lot of challenges this year. And so I encourage you to invest in yourself and take that next step to grow your thriving balloon business. I'm Joette with ballooncoach.com, and I can't wait to be your partner in success. Hope you guys have a great evening. And when you have any questions, email joette@ballooncoach.com.